Okay, let's talk about the recent Etsy announcement about free shipping and how it's going to affect you. I have many thoughts on this, and some of the stuff is still up in the air. So let's discuss the things that are a bit up in the air and some of the hopes that what we hope will come out of this and that Etsy will do. Hi there, welcome to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jess Van Den and I have been running my own successful online handmade business, Epheriell, since 2008, and I've been full-time since 2010. Since 2013, I've also been helping other makers just like you to create a business that thrives. Now let's get into today's topic. So first of all, if you're not aware of what I'm talking about, Etsy just released a statement yesterday, which is July 9 my time, and this is 2019 if you're watching this later. And they talk about starting, I'm going to quote from the email here, and it says, starting July 30th, 2019, we'll give priority placement in US search results to items that deliver for free and to shops that guarantee free delivery to US buyers on orders of $35 or more. So if you have a very low cost shop, this might not necessarily affect you too much. It's only for items over $35 US or more. So let's talk quickly about the priority placement in search. Now this has already been going on for a long time, at least 6 months. I can't remember exactly when Etsy said that, you know, if you offer free shipping, then you get priority placement in search. I believe their search update came out in September last year, and that rolled out then. So it has been, probably 9 months more. So if you offer free shipping, you get priority placement in search results. Now the question is here, what exactly does that look like, and what's it going to look like going forward? Does that mean that every listing with free shipping is ranked above every listing without free shipping? I think that's an important question. And that's not all. They also said we'll also begin to prioritize these items whenever Etsy advertises in the US in email marketing, social media, and television ads. I haven't seen people really mention this, but it could be important. You know, at the end of the day, day to day, it's not really going to matter too much. However, sometimes getting these features from Etsy themselves can really help a shop break through. So, you know, just be aware that this is an impact as well. In the US only though, not outside of the US. So they did say that. I think that's important to keep in mind. Now, they also say, to simplify the process for you, we created a tool that lets you guarantee free delivery to US buyers when they spend $35 US or more in your shop. This tool will be available sometime next week or in the next week. So we don't know exactly what this tool looks like at the moment, but my theory from what I've read and seen is simply it's going to be like an on-off toggle that you can choose to switch this on. And if you do choose to switch it on, I believe from what I've read in the Etsy Q&A, basically what that means is that all your new listings will automatically be free shipping rather than you having to kind of do it manually. I could be wrong on that. That's just what I've picked up. We don't know exactly what that looks like yet. So that's kind of a bit of a wait and see game to see exactly what that tool looks like. Now, for shops with items $35 US or more, we also created a way to bulk edit listings so you can adjust your item prices to recover your postage costs. Keep in mind that how you determine and set prices is up to you. This tool will be available in August and we'll be sure to update you as soon as it's ready. Now, you know, it would have been nice if they'd made this available before they're changing things, so you could actually get stuff sorted before July 30. Never mind, it is what it is. So it's going to be apparently available in August. From what I've picked up from my reading, this means that like if you're in the US and you offer, you know, the different like calculated shipping, then it will help, you know, it'll use that to help you work out what your prices should be. Now, just a note here, I think it's an important thing to mention. It's not like in the US, you guys just have one shipping cost, right? And I've seen a few people mention this and say that. And I believe, again, that your shipping costs through USPS have increased recently. And that, you know, if you're shipping somewhere locally in the US, it's much cheaper than if you're shipping, say, to the other side of the country. So that's something that I guess you'll have to take into account with this now. What are you going to do? Are you going to put the highest shipping cost into the item price? And, that just means that the people nearby you pay more and you get more of a profit margin? Or are you going to, eat a bit of the cost and charge the closer shipping cost? Which I wouldn't, from a business perspective, really recommend, because if you've done your maths right, you shouldn't be eating any costs. They should really be getting covered. So do keep that in mind when if you're in the US and you're setting those prices. Now, the next bit I'm quoting, we know that many of you have buyers from countries other than the US. That would be me and many of you watching. And of course, those of you in the US have international buyers as well, right? So this is going to affect your international sales outside of the US, especially close places like Canada, for example. You may want to consider how much of your business comes from the US when deciding if a free delivery guarantee for shoppers based there is right for you. So what he's saying here is this whole new free delivery guarantee thing that they're going to be switching on, whether you want to switch that on or not. So, that's something to consider there. Now, the bulk of my Etsy buyers are in the US. I want to say here, I already offer free shipping in my own shop, and I have done since sometime last year. I can do that because I have small, lightweight items. My international shipping, I can ship most of my stuff as a large letter. I'm like, do I have any here to show you an example of? But I don't, sorry. It's about, yay big, and it's less than 2 centimeters high. I can ship most of my jewelry like that, and it only costs me literally a couple of dollars to internationally ship. And, I sell higher priced items. Then, they're not super expensive, but the majority of our sales are $100 or more per item, because we sell, we predominantly sell sterling silver wedding rings in Epheriell, our shop on Etsy. So it's, for us, this hasn't been a huge deal, the whole free shipping thing, but I know I'm one segment of the sales population, and that many of you actually have larger items, heavier items. A lot of my students in the Thriver Circle are talking about this. You sell books or candles or whatever it might be, and you simply can't necessarily afford to put that price into your item price, especially with your domestic shipping. And we're going to talk a bit about that in a minute. Basically, there's one more step here that Etsy have not announced, which I think is coming. Now, the reason I think this is coming is because I have heard through the grapevine that the people who were in the test group for this new tool had this tool. And what that is, it's a tool that should allow you to set different prices for US customers and outside US customers. So international to you guys in the US, but for the rest of us, domestic and other international destinations. So the idea is that you could set one price with shipping included for your US customers and another price with separate shipping for everybody else. Now, if they roll this out, that will solve a lot of the stress and a lot of the problems that have come up around this issue, because it means that we're not causing our domestic customers, those of us outside of the US, and for you in the US, you're not charging, the price you're charging to your external customers is different as well. So fingers crossed that will be happening. I don't know for sure, but from what I heard about that test group, hopefully they decide to roll that out and increase it. And in the Etsy Q&A thread, they were talking about additional tools and stuff that they are going to be rolling out related to this. So hopefully that is part and parcel of it all. Now let's talk briefly here about some other issues that have come up around free shipping. I've talked about free shipping and the pros and cons of that before. I have a whole podcast on it inside the Thriver Circle, but let's talk about some of the issues here. First of all, I think it's important to note, and this was confirmed in the Etsy Q&A thread, shipping upgrades are not affected. So if you are like me and you offer like an economy free shipping, but if anybody wants tracking or express post, you offer an upgrade, that's fine. It's not going to affect your search rankings because your default postage is free postage. So that is not going to be a problem. So as long as your default is free, you're good. Let's secondly talk about competition. Now this kind of relates to this whole issue. Just remember, everybody is in the same boat here. Your competitors are facing this exact same problem. They have, products that are the same size and same weight as yours, so they have to make the same decision as you as to which way they're going to go with this decision. So you and they have two options. You can change to free shipping and include the price in the item cost, or you can keep the shipping cost separate. You're all going to have to make a decision one way or the other. So what is it going to look like? Well, you roll the shipping cost into the item cost, maybe rank higher in search. Yes, your product will look more expensive because the item price includes the shipping price. However, you should rank higher in search. Swings and roundabouts. Vice versa the other way. If you're going to keep the two things separate, you might rank lower, but your item will look cheaper at first glance. Of course, any savvy customer who's deciding between two products, they're going to go in and look, hopefully, at the full price, including the shipping price, and then they'll make a decision based upon that. So at the end of the day, it sort of kind of doesn't really matter. Like, it does matter, obviously. I'm not saying it doesn't, but if you and a competitor have basically the same product and shipping costs, whichever way you go, the customer's going to be paying the same amount of money. So, you have to think about which way you think customers more likely to swing. Are you going to go with this pricing psychology of the fact that they see the product price is higher, but hey, it's free shipping, we all love free shipping? Or are they going to actually do the maths and go, well, the item cost is lower, but the shipping cost makes it about equal? From research, I would probably go with the former. People, and Etsy say this themselves in their email, people are willing to pay more, even though they're not paying more, for an item that has the free shipping included in the price. Of free shipping. We know it's not free. Nothing in this life is free. Everybody knows that. But again, it's a psychological tool, as a psychological fact of online shopping, that's the way people tend to default. I mean, think about how you shop yourself. Does it affect you? How much does it affect you? And does it affect you differently depending on where you're buying? If I'm shopping on eBay and I'm just buying, a DVD or something, then I'm going to go with the one with free shipping. But if I'm shopping on Etsy for something really special, for me, it's not such a big deal, but for some people it might be. Okay, so third, let's talk about diversification. Now, obviously, if you want to offer the pricing guarantee, whatever that thing is going to be that we still don't really know, then that'll have to be store-wide. But you don't have to do that. You can still offer free shipping and rank for free shipping, but not make all your products free shipping. You could just decide on having some free shipping and some not. That means the ones with free shipping will hopefully rank better, higher, bring people into your shop, and then other product items that don't have free shipping, once they're there, they'll find them and hopefully buy them, or they'll find them in search anyway. So think about diversifying here if you are really worried about this and you have a range of products. Maybe you're a vintage seller or someone who sells a wide range of different sizes of products. Experiment with it. Maybe make your smaller, lighter items free shipping and see what happens. And then you're still not losing out on those larger, more expensive, heavier items. Okay, fourth, let's talk returns. This was brought up in the Thriver Circle, and what is this all about? Okay, so if someone then returns something, you've had free shipping, so the shipping cost was in the item cost, and someone returns something, can you refund the item cost and not the shipping? And the short answer is no, you have to refund the whole lot, which kind of sucks. But those of us who've been offering free shipping for a while, it's kind of been the way it is already. And if I'm wrong here, please let me know. If there is a way in there that you can somehow do that. As far as I'm aware, it's not possible. But keep in mind, this is a very small proportion of your sales. well, it should be a very small proportion of your sales. If you're getting a lot of returns, there's another issue here that you need to work on, but you shouldn't be getting many returns. And when you do, it's just one of those costs of business that you have to deal with, is that you are going to have to refund the entire amount in order to, cancel the order or whatever it might be. You can manually choose how much money you refund on something, but, chances are you're going to just want to refund the whole lot and close out the transaction and be done with it, rather than trying to fiddle around with that. And then, your customer will be like, but I thought it was free shipping, so it's probably best just to, refund the entire amount and write it off as a business loss. So in summary, don't panic. This is just one in a very long line of changes that Etsy has made. Well, in the 10 plus years I've been selling there, and they will no doubt make many more changes going forward. The platform is never going to stay the same. It's never going to be what it once was. We have to change and adapt and work with it if we want the benefits that come from selling on that platform. Etsy has made a lot of changes over the years that I haven't loved, and that a lot of people haven't loved. A lot of people have even left their platform over it. But for me, at the end of the day, I make a lot of money on Etsy. I make a lot of sales on Etsy. It brings me a lot of customers, and I'm certainly not going anywhere because it's my livelihood. I can't afford to throw it in. I need to stay there and work out how to make the platform work for me, and you can absolutely do the same, I have no doubt. Now, there is a caveat with this, of course, is that this tool that I'm in a lot of hope that Etsy will release, allowing us to set those separate prices for US and everybody else. If they don't do that, I'm certainly not going to be pleased with them. Not that it affects me, but I know it affects a lot of my students, and I know a lot of them are worried about it. So I want to say, let's hold on, let's wait, let's hope that they are going to actually release that tool. If you want to have your own say and you see this in time, you can actually go over to Etsy in the forums, and there's a Q&A thread where they're actually taking all the questions and queries about this. So you can go on over and do that and actually basically give them your 2 cents about that and suggest that they make that happen, and that it's a really important thing for you because you want to make sure that you're being fair to all of your customers, and that you can make that distinction between including the shipping price for your outside of US customers, keeping it separate for your outside US customers, and perhaps rolling it in for your US customers. So there is one thing that I did see that it gave me food for thought, and I want to mention it here. And that's somebody in the Q&A thread who said, how is it fair that we all pay the same fees, but some people are going to get search engine ranking boosts depending on whether they offer free shipping or not? I think that's a really interesting and valid point. But I think at the end of the day, what we all have to remember is that Etsy is a business. They're a publicly listed company. Their job is to make money for their shareholders at the end of the day, and we are part of that machine. So we have to realize that they're going to be doing, and that's what a lot of these changes recently have been about, they're going to be doing everything they can to be getting more sales coming through that virtual door. They want more customers, which is, hey, it's more customers for you as well. They want more buyers coming through. They want more sellers coming through and signing up, because that is, at the end of the day, is how they make their money. So they want to make it better and easier for customers, for buyers on the platform. And sometimes that means that they actually make things a little bit more difficult for us sellers, which is a bit frustrating. So a little bit of food for thought there, but at the end of the day, we have to roll with the changes and work with them. I hope that they are going to bring in that tool that allows you to set the separate prices. That for me is the biggest point, and fingers crossed that's going to be happening. And obviously if that does happen, we'll have to talk about that, and hopefully that will alleviate some of the stress that many of you, especially those of you like me who are outside of the US, are feeling. I would love to know your thoughts on this after watching this video and talking through this. Leave your comments below for me and leave your thoughts if I've missed anything or if there's any other comments or queries about this that you have. I'd love to hear from you. And of course, hit the subscribe button and join me for future videos here on the Create and Thrive channel. See you next time.